Last time we left French Guiana. Now we are somewhere off the coast of South America, on our way toward the Caribbean. Most days out here look calm, almost uneventful, but this is exactly where the things happen that you can't really plan. This episode begins like many others, and ends with something we won't forget anytime soon. When you leave land behind and sail farther out into the open ocean, the familiar things slowly disappear on the horizon. First the cities, and eventually even the coastline fades from view. And yet, a lot of things stay on your mind. All the stories you heard before. People often ask us later, weren't you afraid of storms, pirates of Venezuela, tankers that might not see a small boat at night? At the beginning, you still think about those things a lot, even when land has long disappeared beyond the horizon. And at the same time, it all suddenly feels incredibly far away. The truth is more complicated. Out here, you quickly realize that fear rarely comes from what actually happens, but from what we imagine might happen. What remains is water. And our little home, moving day by day through a landscape that is constantly changing and somehow always the same, where the horizon never gets closer and the ocean seems to have neither a beginning nor an end. Yeah, I finally managed to wash my hair and sit down with a cold coffee. For a moment, it felt like one of those perfect little luxury moments out here. But of course, that's exactly when it started to rain. When you're living on a boat and moving across the ocean, you learn pretty quickly to use every calm moment you get. Every quiet hour when nothing is breaking, nothing needs fixing, and the sea decides to be gentle for a while. Because those moments never really last for long. So when the weather is calm, you wash your clothes, tidy the boat, cook, fix things, or simply take a few minutes for yourself, knowing that sooner or later the wind will pick up again, the sea will change, and suddenly the day will look completely different. Out here, even small things start to feel like a kind of luxury. And then, when you really take the time, you put on your headphones. After 2 days without music, listening suddenly feels like discovering an entirely new sense. You lean back, relax your body, take in the view of the open ocean, and then the first note hits you, deliberate, fully conscious. It's incredible, because you're not just hearing music in the background, you're truly listening. Every rhythm, every tempo impacts the brain directly. Studies shows that the different speeds trigger different activity in the brain, and some songs even activate the same reward centers as food, memories, or love. Perhaps that's exactly why music feels so powerful to me at sea. Aber probieren mal aus, einfach so 2 Minuten keine Musik hören und dann wirklich sich darauf fokussieren und dann mal schauen, was das mit euch macht. Suddenly a song is no longer just a song. It can shift your mood, turn even the darkest thoughts around, spark joy no matter the situation.
Aber es gibt kein Wasser.
For anyone who has never spent extended time at sea, sailing often seems like a state of constant danger, as if every wave, every gust of wind, every unexpected encounter could be an immediate threat. But the reality is very different. Most hours are made up of exactly kinds of moments where you simply cook, wait, observe and learn. Moments where you realize how small your worries really are in the face of this vast, boundless landscape, how tiny your own life suddenly feels amidst water and sky, and how much space there is for quiet and wonder. The wind has picked up and the sea is getting rougher. You can feel it building slowly, first more waves, then stronger gusts, and occasionally rain. Danger at sea rarely announces itself. It creeps in quietly, wave by wave, gust by gust. I'm still shaking. Not even 2 miles away, a massive tanker was moving straight toward us, at full speed, reaching us in about 3 minutes. For us, just a tiny window to react.
So. Ich habe es ausgeschaltet.
We had our AIS turned off because we were sailing off the coast of Venezuela, an area many sailors avoid, not because of the weather, but because of stories about piracy. That's why we didn't want other ships to spot us. We tried to call on the radio to get them to change course. No response. So we switched the AIS back on, hoping they would at least see us on their screen and get a warning. Nothing. It was tense. We started the engine, but in that moment it probably wouldn't have helped much. Changing course on our side was only partially possible. And then, still on a side-on collision course, just under 2 miles away, they finally responded on the radio. They said they had adjusted the course. I honestly think they had not been paying attention at all. Maybe even fell asleep. It was dangerously close. We have been sailing along the coast for quite a while now, somewhere between 2 islands that during the night appeared only as scattered lights. At first, they were just small points on the horizon, quiet signs that somewhere out there, land exists again. Now, in the first light of morning, a dark line slowly begins to lift itself from the water. Not a clear shape yet, just a narrow strip along the horizon, becoming a little more defined with every passing minute. I can hardly believe it. We are finally in the Caribbean. The place we always said we were heading to. The place we told everyone about. And now we are here, but we didn't get here the direct way. We came the long way around. Many detours. And it doesn't feel like a beginning. It feels like the end of something.
Das Ende vom Ganzen, obwohl es nicht das Ende ist. Komisch.
We have reached the Caribbean, but in a way, this is where the next chapter really begins. In the next episode, we finally arrive. The boat comes out of the water. Boat Your Life starts and a new chapter begins.